When we teach students, we don't want them to fall or wobble. We want them to build strength and flexibility and also the ability to control their movements. The gravitational force keeps acting on us all the time, and it is experienced as weight. The fall of any standing object, including our bodies, occurs when the vertical projection of the center of gravity falls outside the area of the base of support. Look at this diagram of two chairs. Imagine that someone is holding them in this position. The blue circle represents the position of the center of gravity in these chairs, and the yellow vertical line represents the vertical projection of the center of gravity. Imagine that after the chairs were put in this position, whoever was holding them in this position removed their grip on the chairs. When these chairs stand on just two legs, the base of support is just the line between the legs that are touching the floor. You can clearly see that the yellow line is away from the base of support, therefore the chairs will fall. The left chair will fall to the left to stand on four legs, while the chair on the right will fall to the right. So this is just to recap the terminology: the center of gravity, the base of support, and the projection of the center of gravity over the base of support. Now, segmental displacement and body transport refer to two different ways to change the position of the center of gravity of an object with movable limbs, such as our bodies. Segmental displacement is when a limb is displaced to counterbalance for the displacement of the center of gravity. Or in other words, when the center of gravity is about to move so that its projection will end up outside the base of support, some parts of the body can be moved in the opposite direction to keep the center of gravity over the base of support. And we can do this consciously, but very often it is done unconsciously via various reflexive mechanisms and built-in, well-learned movement patterns. Body transport is when you replace your base of support. For example, if you were to stand on two legs and then you need to stand on one leg. If you don't want to fall, you need to do the body transport first before you can lift one leg from the ground. Let's start by watching these two simple demonstrations to understand what segmental displacement and body transport look like. In this video, I will try to keep the weight on the heels. To keep the weight on the heels means that the center of gravity will project on the base of support around the heels and not, say, around the tiptoes. And I will try to bring my pelvis back as much as possible. The blue line represents the vertical projection of the center of gravity over the base of support that I want to assume, the heels. First, see that if I keep the torso upright, I'm already almost falling back. There is no way I can bring my pelvis back this way without falling. But now, if I start hinging in my hips to bring the arms and the torso forward, this will allow to bring my pelvis back. Since I'm not falling, it means that the center of gravity is still above the base of support. Now let's look at the demonstration of what body transport is. For example, when we transition into tree, we need to shift the weight from two legs to one leg. The blue line represents the projection of the center of gravity over the base of support when I'm standing on two legs. The pink line represents the projection of the center of gravity over the base of support that I want to assume, that is, one standing on one leg. See how I first need to shift my weight on one leg. This is body transport. Then, if I lift the other leg, I'm stable. Now see what's going to happen if I try to lift my leg without doing body transport first. I'm falling. That was a bit too fast, so let's watch again slowly. Of course, it's very rare to see somebody falling like that when they're trying to enter tree. But that is because the nervous system will already unconsciously direct the muscles to do the body transport to accommodate a new base of support. This was a demonstration to clarify the definitions. From now, let's look at the practical relevance of these concepts.